destroys, sleep heals. It's all true. All right, next. Love it. Love it. If you don't like it, don't do it. If P90X is not your thing, get something else. Go to a spinning class. If you know, I always say variety is really important. But if you love yoga and you want to do yoga all the time and you're regular with yoga and you're always up in the ante with yoga, well then do the yoga. Must have been the mustard in that sandwich. So, right on cue, that was all. If it feels like work, then it won't work. If it feels like work, then it won't work. I think the reason why P90X has done so well and continues to do so well is for some bizarre reason. It's the combination of the set. You know, the set's really fun and cool to look at. It's the personalities of the people behind me that, you know, they're not just fitness models. They're real people who've been through the test group for the most part, and they're sweating and working hard. There's something real about that. You know, it's obviously the variety. It's the muscle confusion, and there's also
bad jokes.
Bad jokes. God, what do you got back there? Okra. I mean, okra. You know, I mean, it's weird, but you got to give Carl and John credit because when we were creating that product, you know, they had to tone me down a few times. A few times we stopped, you know, I mean, all right, Tony, if you're a clown now, man, you got to back off. It's P90X, not P90 silly time. For example, I mean, I shouldn't even tell the story, but, you know, you want a little inside, right? So there's Moraine, right? She's stirring up a job and potato soup, you know. So Carl, you know, and that's the beautiful thing. It's real people with real personalities. We're doing the workout, but we're friends, and whatever's said is said, and we just keep going. And people watching it think, man, it's not like, awesome, 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 we're awesome, we're awesome, we're awesome, it's awesome, it's awesome. Okay, cool, cool, it's awesome. Awesome. Can somebody stop smiling? Can somebody drop a sweat bead, please? Can somebody stop making me look really awful while I'm sitting in front of my television? But you know, Moraine's doing her jam and potato. I can't believe it, so I go, is that jam and potato? Cut. We all needed a break. We were tired. We needed a break. So, and I think that's the reason why it's fun, you know, and that's the reason why it works. So, a lot of folks, they go from P90X to insanity. Doesn't work for them. Others, it does. So, you know, you got to keep moving, changing. Everybody's different, right? Everybody in this room has a different background, different workout situation. Some are athletic, some aren't, some have weight to lose. So, you know, that's okay. I mean, certainly we provide enough product to have that kind of variety. But, you know, sometimes sport is what you need. You know, at this stage of the game, I know a lot of folks are doing the DVDs 3 times a week and they're going outside and going for a run or going to a spinning class. So don't feel like you got to stick to something. I mean, I want you to finish P90X all the way through the first 90 days. Mark Briggs has done it 19 times. He's a mental case, okay? Sorry, Mark. He's a robot, too, so. Right? But Mark, high reps, low reps, I mean, he's changing it up all the time. I mean, the one thing about P90X, there's a lean version, there's a classic version, there's a doubles version, so, you know, you can really, really mix it up. But I want you guys to be successful in the long term. So, 10-minute trainer, awesome, right? You've got you've got 8 different workouts, but they're 10 minutes each, so you do 2 back-to-back, 1 in the afternoon. Don't feel like I got to do 3 in a row, I have to do 2 in a row. Just fit them in. Just find the formula. Write down your plan and stick with it. Do it 30 days in advance. All right? on the last day of the last month, pull that calendar up and write down what you're going to do for the entire month and just start making red X's, and man, oh man, the ship. I got that from Uncle John, Dad. You know, maybe he used to say that, Uncle John. Man, oh man, the ship. Find what you love, no matter what anybody else says, and do that. All right? Just make it one-on-one, that's all. Flexibility. Interesting. Why does flexibility have its own category in the 11 laws, and resistance doesn't have one? And cardio doesn't have one? Because, man, this is it. And it's so hard to stick with regular flexibility stuff. That's why you look at P90X. There's so much flexibility. There's so much warm-up. It's like people are like, all right, with the friggin' warm-up, you know? But it's the reason why I can do really fun, cool stuff, because my body is open, and it's ready, and it's not vulnerable to the things that happen to us in our lives. So, you know, if you hate the yoga, that's probably a weakness, and you're not good at it. So, you know, here's what I would say. We've got 2 one-on-one yogas. They're both under an hour. So go to the website and buy those. That's a brilliant substitute for the one on P90X. But every once in a while, make that hour-and-a-half time for yourself, because it's life-changing. It's life-altering. It's super important. Like Shavasana, right? There we are lying there for, in Italy 3 weeks ago, we're doing Shavasana for like 15 minutes. Just, oh, so good. And don't be afraid of the ohms. Don't be afraid of the ohms. It's not a cult. There's no Kool-Aid involved. Just... Because it's an internal vibration that helps the central nervous system, if you want some kind of technical reason why. All right? Top 10 helps improve strength and conditioning and cardiovascular fitness. It all works together. All right? Increased intensity and flexibility go hand in hand. So, if you're more flexible, you can get more intense. If you're not, you can't, because you'll get hurt. All right? Turns back the clock. There's all kinds of really groovy things that you can do. I mean, there's a lot of folks here that still cannot touch the floor. Right? Let's see, I'm kind of got tight jeans on, but... Not my knee? Hello. I couldn't do that in high school, man. No flipping away, right? So that helps me work on my handstands, because I have flexible hamstrings. Anybody here suffer from any of these things? Tendonitis, arthritis, and bursitis. The sinuses, we hate them. Working on flexibility in yoga helps that. Plyo doesn't. Cardio doesn't. Cardio makes it worse, right? Balance, right? Here you are, you know this stuff. You got to do it, baby. You got to do it. All right? Because if you can stand on 1 foot at this age, then you're not going to fall over and break your hip on 2 feet and then die 3 weeks later in the hospital, because that's what happens. People are relatively healthy, and then, oh, goosh, hip breaks, dead. So, think about that next time you're in trees. Anybody here ever suffer from strains in your back, shoulders, hips, knees, and neck? Anyone? Yeah, yeah. Feel those same hands in the air we don't do the yoga? Also, it has a lot to do with your quality of sleep. It increases your mental relaxation and body awareness. Stretching, Pilates, and yoga can replenish natural flexibility and the durability of your youth. It is the fountain of youth. You can't score any points. You can't pick up the chicks with the yoga, really. Maybe you can if you go to yoga class and you can do half moon on your nose or whatever. I don't even know what that is. All right, so the bane of our existence, the reason why everybody got big in the first place. Right there. You are what you eat. In 1976, when Ann and Tom and others from Trumbull High, how many kids? We had 714 in our graduating class, right? How many kids were overweight? 3? Like 3 or 4. Who was overweight in our class? How's my time? We gotta go? All right, we're almost done. Last one. I could go on forever. So I don't want you to use